Hi Dan, I just wanted to run through your questions with you. I figured a video would probably be a better way, so I can, if I have any questions myself, I can throw them back at you, and we can sort of go from there. But let me just grab my list here. Okay, now if you want to move to a different template, if you're keeping them within the same generations, for example, this is what we call a Generation 10 product. You can probably see that right on the product details page here. Um, right, so when you're going through a catalog and you see the little boo, that little b, that stands for Bootstrap. And then if we look at more products, you'll see a different signature, a different little insignia for the Generation 10. It'll show a little G10, right? If you keep things within the same framework, piece of cake to actually transfer content from one to another. You can just actually take a couple of folders, drag and drop them from one to another, apply a new DWT, there's basically just open up a page, you hit apply, and it repopulates your site with the content, not the content, but the framework and the aesthetics of like the graphics and all that from a new product. So yeah, if you keep from one generation to another, so if you were to get another G10 later on, or go from one to another, yeah, it is quite painless to do. If you go from that to a Bootstrap, it's very possible to do as well, just a little more copying and pasting because your library pages don't quite match up, so you'd have to copy the content from one library page into another, and then you do the same process of just applying the new DWT, the new template page, to your existing pages and updating them that way. Either way, it's possible. It's much faster to do it if you stick within the same product type. So G10 to G10, very simple to do. G10 to a Bootstrap, a little bit more work, but still possible to do. Now you're talking about this image widget here. You want to have that in a template, like we're taking a look here. Yeah, so if you wanted to use this type of widget here, or this widget exactly, in place of this one here, not a problem. This is just a widget container. You can put whatever you want in here, and if you needed some video instructions and showing you how to do that, I could show you where to copy and paste the code to apply it to this particular header in the page here. You may want to change the size up a little bit, but because it is video, what I also might suggest is this is a little bit wider. So what we do is maybe have the video go here, but leave the content box, so maybe you can put a little snippet of text in there if you wanted to, or not. Really up to you what you wanted to do in terms of how much information you wanted to apply with it, but could you do it? Absolutely. Yeah, just to confirm, the height would be fine. Right, this height here, the existing height would be fine. That would fit right in there without a problem. You would have a little bit of leftover space, but this sort of graphical div container we could leave in the page, or you could put something else in that area if you wanted to, or just simply center it, right? Because there's 600 odd pixels here, and we're maybe 900 pixels here. So this is almost the same size. This area of this image here is almost the same size as the entire widget is there. So you'd have a little bit of leftover space on this on the right or the left, or you could just center it. Funny enough, I'm looking at your do it with post-it notes presentation of how you want to lead a visitor through your site. Kind of one of the reasons why we included these three sort of boxes here. We call them info boxes, but really they're navigational tools. I mean, you don't have to use these, but that's why they're in here. It's these pages here link to, right? If you click on the image, they would link to a page in your site. Typically, you're going to have at least 2 or 3 very important pages of information, and that's what these boxes are for. Display an image related to the content on the page, a title related to the content, a little snippet about what the page is about, and a click here or a picture to click on so you can get the visitor to go from the index page to your most valuable pages in the site. But there are a lot of different navigational bits and pieces. You can reduce them or remove them and set up your navigation or your however you want to lead a client through the site with whatever method you prefer, right? We put a lot of stuff in here, easy enough to get rid of. If you want to go from like a 2 column over to a 1 column so you don't have a bunch of navigation over here, or you could just remove this navigation box altogether. But it's however you want to do it. Yes, it can definitely be done. You lead your visitor by putting whatever information on the page triggers an action, obviously a call to action to go and do something else, go to another page, click here, follow us. I know there's a lot of marketing materials or sort of almost single page websites where you get your marketing information down, and maybe throughout the page or at the bottom of the page there's a click here, to continue on, or buy now, sort of a call to action that would lead the visitor to more information or to making a purchase decision. And definitely you could set that up within the template as well, because everything in this can be removed, replaced with other information, replaced with images, that sort of a thing. And then on those pages, let's say for example you have something that leads a visitor to go from your index page to more playlists. Well, on that more playlist you could have its own navigation that would have different links than the index page and different links than other pages in the site, because you can create, like we have navigation on the side as an example. Well, this is common to all pages. However, you can create as many different nav bars as you need, linking to whatever specific pages in the site you want them to. So if you didn't want this in your index page, but you wanted 3 links on another page, you could have 3 links. If you wanted 5 links on a different page other than that, you could do that as well. Okay, I'm just reading one of your last questions about using a slideshow, and you want the slideshow to open to full screen. There's a couple of different ways of accomplishing this, of course. A lightbox type thing seems to be a very popular way of creating a slideshow. Something I'm actually working on for some of our newer templates, which I'm pretty sure we could make backwards compatible. But let me just show you. I can try and give you an example of what a lightbox is. You probably already know what it is, but if you're not aware, you have an image in a page, right? When you click on an image, it basically loads up a larger image like so, right? And then you can just click the I don't have enough room here, right? But it gives you an idea of how it works. It brings up a large image, things fade out in the background. That's one type of lightbox. You can click next and next and next to get to the next image. Just thinking that sort of a thing where, see, I wasn't sure if you wanted to have like sort of, you're talking about an image gallery where you click on an image, like something like this where you click on the image and it does a lightbox sort of thing, or full screen, or something like this where you have different images in the page, and then when you click on it, it loads up sort of a lightbox and loads whatever image you want here. And what we're doing right here is we're just using an image that is a PNG with transparency to demonstrate that you could have a semi-transparent image in the page, and then the rest of the page just sort of blacks out, so the image really stands out. You could do this with a JPEG or with a PNG. We also have a different type of image gallery we use in our Bootstrap templates, which actually work and would work in anything, but it's just a full screen gallery. Let me kind of show you what I mean by that. I'm just going to go to our Vesper, or one of our, oh, there's our Expo. We'll just try that one there. I'm just going to pull it up, flip it over to the Pro package so I can demonstrate what I mean by the full screen slideshow, because it's actually a link to a slideshow component here that I'm going to be demonstrating. Okay, so there we go. So here we have like the entire page. Whatever size image you have, it blows up just like the video. It will display the entire image in the page like so. And then if you wanted to see any, navigate by thumbnail, you could do that as well. It gives you some options, but that's strictly for showing pictures. I don't think that's what you're looking for. I think you're looking for having something on the page where a user clicks on and it blows the image up. In that case, I'd suggest some sort of a lightbox thing like we already include in the standard in the Pro packages, but there are different ones out there as well. Right, and the last thing you were mentioning is easy enough for you guys to pull the content. Yeah, if you wanted us to do that, we could help you get sort of set up. It could be the content into pages, it could be menus and navigation and images, whatever level you need help with to sort of get things moving along. Yeah, we can do that for you. Chris is typically the one who's going to do that sort of thing. She's back on Thursday, so if you want to give her probably something best to chat on the phone with, at least to get a good idea of what you're looking for, and then we can give you a price quote. It could be as little as 99 bucks, and then we can go from there to do as much as you want. So, but to answer your question, sure.